We're live, okay. Good morning, everybody. Dandavat pranams. So we're going to start with chapter 11. Jai Shri Gurudev. Dasa Vrindavanam Bande Krishna Dasa Prabhum Tata Chanavatar Chaitanya Leela Vistar Karino Do Nityananda Padabjam Karunarena Bhushito Vyakta Chano Budachincho Vavande Vyasadupino Shri Guru Gaur Gandharva Govindas Chaganai Saha Jayanti Patakas Ch.Ch Sarvesham Gurunartino. So we're beginning with chapter 11, the Beda Kirtan pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I don't know what Beda Kirtan means. I tried looking it up before and I could not find the answer. And it's not explained here. But if the Lord wills, maybe meaning will come. But anyhow, Kirtan Leela Mahaprabhu in Puri. So we're beginning chapter 11. And as always, Srila Kaviraj Goswami's first verse is Sanskrit, and it is summarizing the whole chapter. At Yudandam Tandavam Gaur Chandra Korvan Bhaktai Shri Jagannatha Gehe Nana Bhavalang Kvitanga Sadamna Chakra Vishwam Prema Vanya Nimagnam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu merged the entire world into the ocean of ecstatic love by performing his beautiful dances within the temple of Jagannath. He danced exquisitely and jumped high. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Aradin Sarvabhauma Kohe Prabhustane Abhaidan Dehajadi Korini Vedane. The next day, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya requested Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give him permission to submit a statement without fear. Prabhu kohe kaha tumi nahi kichu boe jogja hoile koribo ajogja hoilo noe. The Lord gave the Bhattacharya assurance that he could speak without fear, but added that if his statement were suitable, he would accept it, and if it were not, he would reject it. So Sarvabhauma is saying, can I please say something, without being afraid of what you might respond? And Mahaprabhu says, yes, no problem, you can speak without fear, but I will only accept it if I agree with it. If I don't agree with it, then I'll reject it. So like, in other words, you can speak without fear. Because maybe the Lord won't show anger, but just the fact that the Lord is not accepting your proposal or your opinion, that's devastating, right? Then you will feel, I disturbed him, then you will be very unhappy. Sarvabhauma kohe prataparujjarai utkanta hoyache toma milibade chai. Sarvabhauma said, there is a king named Prataparujja Rai. He is very anxious to meet you, and he wants your permission. Karne hastadiya prabhu smade narayan Sarvabhauma kohokeno ajogja vacham. As soon as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this proposal, he immediately covered his ears with his hands and said, my dear Sarvabhauma, why are you requesting such an undesirable thing from me? Virakta sannyasi amar raja darashan Shri darashan samisher vakam. Since I am in the renounced order, it is as dangerous for me to meet a king as to meet a woman. To meet either would be just like drinking poison. Now we have a quotation from Sri Chaitanya Chandrodvay Natak, and I don't remember who that's written by. But this is a well-known verse. Nishkinchana nasya bhagavad bhajanon mukasya param param jigamishor bhavasagarasya sandarshanam vishayinam atayoshitam cha ha hanta hanta vishabhakshanatopya sadhu. Greatly lamenting, the Lord then informed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, alas, for a person who is seriously desiring to cross the material ocean and engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord without material motives, seeing a materialist engaged in sense gratification or seeing a woman who is similarly interested is more abominable than drinking poison willingly. So, meaning drinking poison willingly, meaning to commit suicide, because that is considered to be very sinful. To take one to, make that, interruption to the the normal flow of things according to one's karma and the will of the Lord, to artificially, try to obstruct that, that is considered a great sin. And this sounds very extreme, and Mahaprabhu's statement here, maybe it's by Kavi Karnapur, Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nata. I think it's Kavi Karnapur. So it sounds very extreme to us. And nowadays, of course, we are following Srila Saraswati Thakur's principle of Yukta Vairagya, which means that we are not rejecting the paraphernalia of this material environment, but rather we are utilizing it, we are engaging it. All the wealth, all the beauty, all the technology, and all the facility that is offered to us by this mundane plane. We are all the various persons that we meet, we are trying to see them in connection with and utilize them, engage them in the service of the Lord. That is the principle of Srila. It's a devotional principle in general, but it was especially employed and preached by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. However, this type of expression gives us warning, that we must really try to keep that type of mentality, that we are using all this facility only for the purpose of seva, not for our enjoyment. If we are using it for our enjoyment, then it will take us far away from Krishna Bhakti and Krishna Seva. And no doubt, of course, it is reactionary. And another point is that Mahaprabhu, in that he was observing the culture of the time, because at that time there was a very high standard of renunciation that was expected of sannyasis. And a large part of that was because the Mayavadis had such a high position in society, and they put so much emphasis on renunciation, of course. And so, if the Vaishnavas were to be taken seriously, it was like they had to show they could keep up, like they're not afraid. They're not afraid of some renunciation. It's not that bhakti is just an excuse to enjoy, but if you can do renunciation, we can also do renunciation. No problem. We're not afraid of that. Srila Sridhar Maharaj has given that explanation. And so you see also the Goswamis of Vrindavan. Wow, they lived such extreme lives of renunciation. Sleeping under a different tree every night, and living on some buttermilk. Living on taking practically nothing from this world. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj also pointed out that in their writing, because that was the expectation of society. To be, if you wanted to be taken seriously, you had to show, you could do this. And another point Srila Sridhar Maharaj made is that Rupa and Sanatan, in their writing, they established this principle of Yukta Vairagya, that we can use, that this is real devotion actually, the nature of real devotion, that we will engage and utilize everything, in the service of the Lord. Nothing is undesirable within the environment. It is only our standpoint, our perspective of selfishness that is undesirable. So it is only our own consciousness which determines whether something is good or bad. So they established this principle of Yukta Vairagya. However, they did not employ it. They established that it is correct, but they did not use it themselves. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, because if they did that, then people would blame them and say, oh, you are making this new principle of Yukta Vairagya, so you have some excuse to do whatever you want. So they put it in their writing, but they themselves did not practice that. They themselves practiced extreme renunciation, so that nobody could fault them. Nobody could fault the validity of that principle. And so, we can say nowadays that, we are employing this principle of Yukta Vairagya, and maybe we are not really able to properly follow it because our hearts are not pure. But it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the principle itself. And you see, Rupa and Sanatan, they established it. We didn't make this up, Like we had some, when I was in Italy, like a year or two ago, there was one person who was like a very fanatical vegan type, and they were saying, how can you take milk, and we were saying, actually it wasn't me, but they were Italian. They brought this to one of our Italian devotees, and this devotee told me about the conversation, and the devotees said, we're taking, Krishna likes milk, so we have to offer him milk. That's why we offer Krishna milk. And they said, oh, that's just an excuse because you want to take milk. So it's true, right? Sometimes we may offer things and we're thinking, we're saying, Krishna likes this, but really we like it. We like to take nice sweet rice and so on and so forth, and ladus and sandesh and pizza. We may offer many things and say, it is for Mahaprabhu, so he will like it, It's not for us, But that doesn't mean we should stop offering nice things, because that is the principle, to try to offer nice things to the deity. I mean, maybe not every day. We are trying to think in that way, what will be pleasing to the deity. So we will offer things which are pleasing. So our hearts may not be pure. It may be an excuse for us sometimes, but it doesn't mean that the principle is wrong. The principle is correct, and it was established by no less than Rupa and Sanatan. And more recently, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So it's like we're being given, it has this twofold significance, this Yukta Vairagya. One, that it is actually a correct devotional principle. And two, it gives us some space, like we get a break because we're not able to follow such extreme renunciation. So we take so many nice things, because actually we can't manage to live such austere lives. But also it is the correct principle that we will take what is needed for our maintenance and for the service of the Lord. So in this way we can gradually become purified, gradually become detached from our material desires. We cannot, artificially impose that. Oh, it's a very deep subject matter. But anyhow, in the time of Mahaprabhu, this is like 500 years ago, this culture was very strong, and the kings, they are mixing with so much money and women, material affairs, so it would look very bad, for someone who's in the renounced order to meet with them. And no doubt it can also be, polluting to one's consciousness, of course, to mix with these kind of persons. So we take this also some caution. We must be careful mixing with people in the world. And most of us have to, devotees have to, because they're working. But we have to be careful. Remember Srila Saraswati Thakur's principle, trying to see everything in relation to Krishna. And also remember, association really takes place on the level of consciousness. So we may mix with persons who are very opposed to our spiritual cultivation, but we try to keep some internal distance from those persons. We are not putting our faith in those persons. Okay, we'll continue. Sarvabhauma ko hai satya tomar vachan, Jagannatha sevak raja kintu bhaktutam. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, "My dear Lord, what you have said is correct, but this king is not an ordinary king. He is a great devotee and servant of Lord Jagannath." Prabhu ko he tatapi raja kao sarpakar, kashta nari sparsha jaiche upaje vikar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, although it is correct that the king is a great devotee, he is still to be considered a venomous snake. Similarly, even though a woman be made of wood, one becomes agitated simply by touching her form. We have another quotation. Akarad api betavyam strinam vishayinam api yatha hermanasak shobhas tata tasyakriter api. Just as one is immediately frightened upon seeing a live serpent or even the form of a serpent, one endeavoring for self-realization should similarly fear a materialistic person and a woman. Indeed, he should not even glance at their bodily features. Aiche bhatta punarapi mukena nibe, kaha jadi tobe amai etana dekibe. But Ch.Ch., if you continue to speak like this, you will never see me here again. Therefore, you should never let such a request come from your mouth. Bhoipaya sarvabhauma nija gore gela, vasai giya Bhattacharya chintita hoila. Being afraid, Sarvabhauma returned home and began to meditate on the matter. Enokale prataparudra purushota me aila, patra mitra sange raja darashane cholila. At this time, Maharaj Prataparudra arrived at Jagannath Puri, Purushottam, and accompanied by his secretaries, ministers, and military officers, went to visit the temple of Lord Jagannath. Ramananda Rai Aila Gajapati Sange Pratame Prabhore Asi Milila Bahurange. When King Prataparudra returned to Jagannath Puri, Ramananda Rai came with him. Ramananda Rai immediately went to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great pleasure. Rai pranati koilo Prabhu koilo alingan, dui jane prema veshe koden grandam. Upon meeting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ramananda Rai offered his obeisances. The Lord embraced him, and both of them began to cry in the great ecstasy of love. Rai sange prabodeki sneha vyavahar, sarva bhakta gane mane hoilo chamatkar. Seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's intimate dealings with Sri Ramananda Rai, all the devotees there were astonished. Rai kohe, and it's also like kind of striking. I mean, it is striking because, especially here, this like juxtaposition, because Ramananda Rai, he's also like very much involved in material affairs. He has a very high position in the government. He's like a king in South India, in this province which he was governing, which is under Orissa. He's like a king there. So he's like a Vishai, materialistic person from one perspective. But Mahaprabhu, he disregards all of that, in the case of Ramananda, this concern that he expresses in the case of King Pratapadudra. So it's like, highlighted here, like right next to each other. So everyone's completely astonished to see this. And it just shows, how deep their connection is and how deep the divine love of Ramananda Rai is. It is irresistible for Mahaprabhu. So they're embracing and they're crying in ecstasy in public. Rai sange Prabhu deki sneha vyavahar, sarva bhakta gane mone hoilo chamatkar. Seeing Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's intimate dealings with Sri Ramananda Rai, all the devotees there were astonished. Rai kohe tomar agya raja ke kohilo, tomar ikchai raja mor vishai charailo. Ramananda Rai said, I duly informed King Pratapadudra of your order for me to retire from service. By your grace, the king was pleased to relieve me of these material activities. Amiko hi amahoite nahoy vishoy, Chaitanya charane raho janiyagya hoy. I said, Your Majesty, I am now not willing to engage in political activities. I desire only to stay at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kindly give me permission. Tomar nam shuni raja anandita hoilo, asana hoite utti more alingan koilo. When I submitted this proposal, the king immediately became very pleased upon hearing your name. Indeed, he instantly rose from his throne and embraced me. Tomar nam shuni hoilo mahaprema vesh, mor harte dori kore piriti vishesh. My dear Lord, as soon as the king heard your holy name, he was immediately overwhelmed by great ecstatic love. Catching my hand, he displayed all the symptoms of love. Tomar je vartan tumi kao se vartan, nischinta hoya bhaja chaitanya charam. As soon as he heard my petition, he immediately granted me a pension without reductions. Thus the king granted me a full salary as a pension. So he's getting his normal salary, even though he's retiring. So how much love does the king have for Mahaprabhu? And that he's offering such service to the devotee of Mahaprabhu. This is real devotion, this is real love. Our object of love is so beloved to us that everyone and anything who is connected with that object of love is also beloved to us. This is the proof of real love. Thus the king granted me a full salary as a pension and requested me to engage without anxiety in the service of your lotus feet. Ami char jog janahi tar darashane, tare je bajetar safal jivane. Then Maharaj Prataparuja very humbly said, I am most fallen and abominable, and I am unfit to receive an interview with the Lord. One's life is successful if one engages in his service. Paramakri paluteho Rajendra Nandan, Konjan me more avasya dipendarashan. The king then said, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda. He is very merciful, and I hope that in a future birth he will allow me an interview. Jai Tahar. Again, showing his deep appreciation. I'm ready to wait however many lifetimes is necessary. If you really appreciate how valuable the goal is, then you don't mind, how long you have to wait. Like there's that famous incident described in Chaitanya Bhagavat when Mahaprabhu banishes Mukunda from the kirtan at Shiva Sangan, and then Mukunda sends a message, when can I come back? And Mahaprabhu sends back the message, after 10,000 lifetimes or something like that. And then Mukunda started jumping in joy when he heard that. So this is the proof of real appreciation. It doesn't matter how long it will take or what you have to go through to get it, because it's so great, it's so high, it's so valuable. So further evidence of King Prataparuja's devotion, true devotion for Mahaprabhu. Okay, I'm going to stop there for today. Today we have our Saturday program at noontime, so it's going to be a busy day. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai, Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki Jai, Gurudev ki Jai. Will you sing, Vishnu Priya?
Yes. Page 6 today? Yeah. Hare Hare Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Hare Hare Namaha Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Krishna
Gurudev ki jai, Shri Shri Guru Garangaradha Veer Hari Ji ki jai, Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Shri Hari Ram Sankirtan ki jai, Nitai Gorpin. Jai Vishakha Devi ki jai.